You know, lately we've been talking about sin a lot. And I think it's because Pastor Fran and I have noticed that a lot of churches are scared to touch the topic and try to keep everything positive. And as I've said before, I don't think this is doing anybody any favors. So today I'm going to talk about a different sin, but from a different angle. How many of us have friends who always have the coolest and newest stuff, or cool clothes? Anybody? No one? Wow, we're all poor. Some have a new car that we want, or they're in better shape than us. And we can get envious of those things and try to figure out how to get these things for ourselves. We contemplate how to get the newest thing. And there's nothing wrong with ambition. There is something wrong with envy, though. When we start to get these feelings, we lose sight of what we're blessed with. We forget to give thanks to God for all that we have because we want. We want more. We always want something more. So we forget to give thanks and realize how much we're blessed with. So I had a video I wanted to play today, but unfortunately Joe's not here and I'm trying to hook up my computer to that without Joe. It wasn't going to happen. So fortunately, I knew that might not happen, so I printed something out that I'm going to read instead. And it's similar to something I had to watch a video on in school. And it might put things into perspective a bit. So if the world were a village of 100 people, if we were just 100 people, all the people of the world, there'd be 60 Asians, 14 Africans, 12 Europeans, 8 people from Central and South America, Mexico and the Caribbean, 5 from the USA and Canada, and 1 from Australia or New Zealand. Of these 100 people, 80 would live in substandard housing. 67 adults live in the village, and half of them would be illiterate. 50 would suffer from malnutrition. 33 would not have access to clean, safe drinking water. 24 would not have any electricity. That's a quarter of them without electricity. Of the 76 that do have electricity, most would only use it for one light at night. In the village, there would be 42 radios, 24 TVs, 14 telephones, and 7 computers. 7 people would own an automobile, some of them more than one. The following is something else to ponder. If you woke up this morning healthy, you're more blessed than the million who will not survive this week. If you have food in the refrigerator, clothes on your back, a roof overhead, and a place to sleep, you're more comfortable than 75% of the people in the world today. If you have money in the bank, in your wallet, and spare change in a dish someplace, you're among the top 8% of the world's wealthy. If you can read, you're more blessed than over 2 billion people in the world who cannot read. Kind of puts things into perspective a little bit, doesn't it? How blessed we are. I don't care how bad you may have it, because some of us, we let our troubles heap on us like the snow that she was describing. We let it pile on us. I don't care how bad you have it. When you compare it to a lot of these statistics, we have it pretty good. We can worship freely. We can read. We can write. And while we may have health problems, we're all still alive. We're here today. We walked in that door, every one of us. Then again, even when we die, we're going someplace so much better. So even that we have going for us. Even when we die, we're moving on to someplace better. So while we can complain about a lot of things, we have so much to be thankful for. And we can never forget that. Psalm 30, 4-5 says, "Sing praises to the Lord, O you his saints, and give thanks to his holy name. For his anger is but for a moment, and his favor is for a lifetime. Weeping may tarry for the night, but joy comes with the morning." We know there will be hardships in all of our lives. And we know that we will face things that we cannot figure out how we will get through it. But we will. We will get through these things. Doesn't matter what it is, we'll get through. We also know that there will be times that we want something that someone else has. But when we can encounter those times, we have another option. Rather than letting it just seethe at us and be angry or jealous and just, I want that. They have it, but I want it. I want you to picture this, because we've all been guilty of this at some point. I guarantee every one of us has done this at some point. Picture your friend just bought a new car and wants to show it off to you, because anytime somebody buys a new car, they want to show it off. We've all been there. Some of us are even guilty of being the show-off. We bought a new car. We want to show our friends. There's nothing wrong with that. There's something wrong when we let the envy of it get to us. Anyway, you're looking over their new car and you really like it. You wish you had one yourself. Or most times, you wish you had one better so that you could show them up. They take you for a ride in it, And little by little, you find yourself almost angry because you know you can't afford it. When you get home and they leave, sometimes you may seethe with this envy. It just eats at you for a while. And you may think things like, just to justify it and make yourself feel better, well, enjoy those car payments for the next 5 to 7 years. Or at least I have a nice house, or I have this, I have that. They don't have that going for them. And we can deny it, but we've all fallen into that trap at least once. I guarantee it. It's our nature. Next time something like this happens, instead of letting it eat at you, I want you to do this. Go someplace where you can be alone for a little while. Sit down and think about all the things you're blessed with. If need be, take out a pen and paper. Write them down, every little thing. The most minute thing. Go open your refrigerator and look in it and see that there's food in there. And think of people who don't have that. Turn on the light a couple times. Flick it on and off. Play with it like Jacob does. And remember, you can do that because others can't. There's others who can't do that. And I'm not saying compare yourself to them. By no means. But be thankful for what you have. That you can do just these little things. The most minute things that we all take for granted. We're blessed with. The fact that you stood up. You walked away. We're blessed with that. There's people trapped in hospital beds that are stuck there. So just thank God for all of those little things. And honestly, there's so much that you can be thankful for. And the reason I say thank God for them is because every little one of these things is a gift from God. It's not because of our doing. None of this is because of our doing. You have a good job, so you earn money so you can buy something nice or you can support yourself. Well, guess who gave you the ability to go work that job? Guess who gave you the mind to learn to do that job? It wasn't our own doing. None of this was our doing. I was reading an article the other day that I found kind of fascinating. Has anyone ever felt lost? Or to be more precise, you felt like you wanted something or needed something, but you just couldn't figure out what it was. You sat there and you're like, I want something. I need something new. I want something new in my life, but I don't know what it is. I have no idea what I want right now. You just felt kind of depressed because you couldn't figure it out. You couldn't comprehend it. It's hard to comprehend wanting something that you want something, but you don't know what it is. And I'm not talking about when you got the munchies and you go to the cupboard and you stare at it for a few minutes. Somebody thought it in here. You stare at the cupboard and you're like, I don't know what it is I want. I want something out of that cupboard. I'm not talking that feeling.
No.
That's just craving. That's just go get a glass of milk or something.
Chocolate.
There you go. Chocolate milk. That's fine too. But no, I'm talking you want something in your life. You just don't know what it is. You feel the need for a change. Well, it can feel like you want a life change. Or you want something different in your life, but you don't know. You can't attain it because it's not there. C.S. Lewis said it best. If I find in myself a desire which no experience in this world can satisfy, the most probable explanation is that I was made for another world. Think about it. If you really want something, but you cannot think of anything in this world that will satisfy that desire, then that desire must not be of this world. It's of the next. Because we weren't made for this world. We're just here. This is a stepping stone along the way. We were made for the next one. And the desires of that world are just amazing. We truly desire that world. And this is proof that there is another world waiting for us. Because you can't comprehend what can be answered in that world. And we just got to wait for it. And then all of our desires will be answered. There'll be no more desires. You won't need any of the things we ask for now. So when you really want to change, but you don't know what it is, just wait. It'll be answered eventually. Let it go. Just put it in God's hand. And while none of us are in a hurry to die, we all do desire the kingdom of heaven. We're all looking forward to the feelings of relief, the feelings of comfort, and the feelings of joy that we'll receive when we get to that place, where none of our worldly concerns matter. So next time you feel this need for something that you cannot place or understand, think of it as a need for God. That's really all it is. You need God right there. Go open the Bible. Go sit quietly, listen to some music, whatever it takes just to feel closer. But it is proof that we're meant for that world and not this one. So really, I want you to remember two things. One, you're truly blessed. I don't care how bad things are going, you're blessed. And while you may weep tonight, joy will come in the morning. Others may have more than you, but who cares? There's others who have more than a lot of us. Everybody in here has something the other wants. And we're blessed for what we have. We all have so much, and we're surrounded by so much every day. Between the commercials, just going around seeing the billboards. we see so much temptation that we lose sight of what we have. And we all have so much going for us. Just here in this church alone, we have a family. So even if your own family is detached from you, guess what? We have another one right here. And we're blessed for that. No matter what you may want. Some of us have bills to pay. But guess what? There's others who wish they had bills to pay. Oh, I can't pay my electric bill this month. I don't know how I'm going to pay my electric bill. Those people out there who wish they had to worry about an electric bill. Because it's not even available. It's not even something they can comprehend. Oh, I got to pay medical bills. At least you were healed. So we're blessed. The second thing that I want you to remember is that while we may be blessed, there's something more in stock for all of us. There's something more waiting for us. So while we can envy things and we want things, and there's nothing wrong with wanting things and going out and getting them. It's just don't be jealous of those who have them. Who cares that they have them? In honesty, those who have the most, as we said earlier in the Bible, it's harder for a camel, or it's easier for a camel to get through the eye of a needle than a rich person to get into heaven. So be blessed with what you have. All of our wants and desires will be answered one day. So if you cannot think of anything else to give thanks for, give thanks for that. When all else is crashing down on you, give thanks that we have another life waiting for us, a kingdom waiting for us. When we have nothing at all, isn't that enough? Isn't that truly enough? I don't care what we have, what we want. I want a bigger house. There's a lot of things I want. There's a lot of things everybody out here wants. But we all have that one thing waiting for us. We have the kingdom of heaven. So every night when you go home and you say prayers, we say prayers for other people. We say prayers for other people's healing. Sometimes we don't want to say prayers for ourselves because we almost feel guilty about it. We'll pray for everybody else sometimes, but we don't want to pray for ourselves because you feel, I don't want to ask anything for myself. It's just our nature. But the one thing we don't hear about enough is giving thanks for what we have. Sit down at night and think about it. I'm thankful I have a roof over my head. I'm thankful I have a full stomach. I'm thankful that I came in here today, that I was able to drive down the road and go to church. Because there's many countries that you can't even do that. They can't even express their belief, their praise. I actually met a Christian in Afghanistan. He was an Afghan interpreter. But we couldn't let that word get out. The fact that I even heard about it through the rumor mill, I couldn't let that get out. Because he would have been killed. He would not have survived. If it had gotten out in town that night, he would not have survived till morning. So that alone is enough to give thanks for. Give thanks for that. So while some of our prayers are unanswered, and it gets frustrating, just give thanks for what you have. And let that be enough. Amen.